Hello, everyone. Uh, this is Will. Hi. Okay. Um, First thing, um, just want to show of hands who's all here. It looks like I'm the only one that's on currently. Going through my listings to see what I can do to enhance the experience. But yeah. There we go. Pin that to messages. That is just so that when you come on, you know what I'm talking about, right? So, okay. First thing is, hello, welcome to my channel. Um, major investors. Okay, so major investments. What we'll talk about today is real estate REITs. Why should you even look at real estate? So anyone buy a house? Anybody out there buy a house? Anyone interested in buying a house or a condo or investment property, you want to rent it out and make extra money on the side and pay everything off theatrically? Like, so if you went mortgage your house and you want to rent out the downstairs, or you want to live downstairs and rent out the top stairs, so then you have to get a rental agreement. You have to do a few things. You have to do a little bit of research into. You have to do a bunch of research into what you want to have done on your account. So, like, you have to advertise the property for rent. That's the easy part. Then you have to find tenants, and then you have to go through and do a little background search for yourself to find out if these tenants will, in fact, try and scam you out of your house, or try and find out if they can not pay rent for so many months. And you don't know that. Even if you do a background search, these things will be impossible or not hard to find out, right? And what kind of a landlord are you going to be? You're going to be in their face all the time, telling them that the parties are too loud. Uh, when I had you as my tenant, that you weren't allowed cats and dogs. I told you that. Now you have a cat and you have a dog. Um, and then maintenance, your regular maintenance. So plumbing, heating, electrical, uh, AC, and your furnace cleaning, and your chimney. If you have a chimney sweeping, that has to be done every 2 years. You have to change your filter every 6 months. If they don't, you have to do it, because you don't want them backlogging the furnace and causing nothing but problems for you later on when you find out that they should have been doing it, they didn't, because it's not their property, it's not their responsibility. That's how they feel, right? Even though it is their responsibility to have clean air, it's not. Okay, then insurance, you have to have insurance on the property, and then you have to have liability insurance for the renters, so that if for some reason there was a fire or whatever, or flood damage or anything like that, you didn't disclose that to your insurance, they do not have to pay you, the renters, what they were paying before. So therefore, they only cover the mortgage itself. So it's a lot of processes. If you want me to read you the hats, okay, you'll need your electrician, your plumbing, carpentering, cabinet making, how to do baseboards, how to do carpeting, how to fix and maintain your roof, your heating, have to know how to do your gas and electric for your gas appliances, your hot water tank, your furnace, and if there's an AC unit, you have to do that too, right? So you have to know the basics of how everything works, and be a finisher, because your flooring, if it's hardwood flooring, you'll need to know how to do your finishing work. If there's any scratches, dents, peels, anything that's discolored from spills, anything like that, you'll need to know all those things just to rent out your place. Now, or because you have to be an accountant, you have to do your books, So it cuts down on your cost of your accountant looking after your books. And we're just getting started. Like all these added expenses are good for you, okay? Because you get to write them off at the end of the year on your taxes. But if they don't pay rent, then you're out that money. 6 months, you're out that money. Then you got to come in and then you got to do the repairs. Well, if they didn't pay, chances are you probably don't have the money to put towards renovations. So why would you want to buy real estate knowing that you're into a hole? You ever watch The Money Pit? You're in a hole. You have to fix it to maintain it, to rent it, or sell it. Then once it's done, you sell it, there's your property valuation, or you can stick the money into a REIT that pays you a monthly dividend. And guess what? You don't have to do. The only thing you have to do is your books. Where do I invest it? How do I invest it? How much money do I have to pay the government on my taxes? That's it. Okay? You don't have to worry about chasing them around, trying to get your money, fixing up the dent that's on the floor, the busted up sink in the bathroom, the roof is leaking. You don't have to worry about any of that. Don't worry about climbing up on there, having a look, getting one of your friends to come out and have a look at it, was a roofer at one time or still is a roofer, and he'll tell you it's going to cost you this much money to fix it, or you can do it yourself with a few little things that you can do. But it's only paste and peel. So it not to get away from the main subject, but you do not, if you can make money easier and a faster way of doing it, why would you invest in buying a house when you should be investing in REITs? Now, what's a REIT? A REIT is anything that's security backed by the lenders. So instead of me doing the work and having to leg out all this information and all the processes of getting the plumbing in, getting the heater in, and getting that in, no. I just buy the stock. I buy the stock. Someone else looks after the property. They worry about the product. They worry about the um, project managers that are on site to fix anything that may or may not go wrong, and they can hire a crew to go and fix it because there's millions of dollars invested. Whereas me, it's just me, and I could be soaking it in for $30,000 easily on a new kitchen or a new bathtub, new bathroom. Um, Cupboards go crazy. You got to get the idea. So good, bro. How are you? Hello. Can you hear me fine? Can't hear. What's going on? Hold on 2 seconds here. Thanks for tuning in. Big thumbs up. Hooray. So anyway, it's talking about real estate. So when you're investing in real estate, there's a lot of hats, like I just said. If you invest in REITs, though, the only thing you have to worry about is your accounting. So if you're buying in a TFSA into a REIT, you are in a tax shelter. If you're using your 401k and you buy a REIT, you're in a tax shelter. So you don't have to worry about your tax shelter. Um, you don't have to worry so much about your tax shelter. So um, some of the REITs to buy, H&R. Okay, they're trading at around 16.58 right now. DIR, but these REITs are small, so they're about average to buy in, like $16, $17. They offer you about 70 cents on the dollar per share. So if you break it down, it's not a huge return unless you're putting lots of money into it. So if you're putting in $30,000 to $40,000, what you would normally put for a down payment on a house, for instance, and your house is worth about $400,000 to $500,000. So if you're renting it out, you're expecting to make $1,400 to $1,600 on rate of your return. Well, in order to get that kind of return, you need to put way more money into into a dividend-paying stock like a REIT. So $50,000 gets you started, get you around $900 to $1,000 a month. That's not bad. If you put in $400,000 into these, you can make some serious cash, like $2,000 to $3,000 a month. But that's like your house, right? From this is Calgary, Alberta, Canada. So, yeah, where are you from? Excellent. So is my wife. You guys get along great. Uh, um, she's also from the Philippines. She's in Quezon Province, about 8 hours outside of Manila. So where you're from, if you go and try and buy, you want to buy real estate too, but your real estate's going to be probably Manila um, or Taiwan, right? Because or the China. Well, you don't really want to stick to the Chinese marketplace right now because it's very risky. So it's going to be probably Tokyo, Japan, as we're going to be investing, and you want to tax shelter that money. Now, the Philippines, as everyone knows, most of the stuff that they deal with is sheltered. Oh, well, that's good. Thumbs up. Always good to see another entrepreneur or a businessman abroad working, especially during this time, right? I mean, what are the chances, right? COVID's really put a damper on everybody traveling. So if you're out there making some hard decisions, it's awesome. Staying busy is, yeah, no problem. It's tough uh, and very expensive to be traveling. That's why I'm trying to help everybody out with these um, investment tools to help you understand how best to put your money to work for you, because you want to get paid monthly. I want to get paid monthly. Everybody wants to get paid monthly. If you could get paid every 2 weeks, it'd be even better, or every week would be even better. But when you're dealing with real estate investing, it's every month. Same thing with shipping yards. They pay every month too. So the REITs that are in the shipping yards, and everybody likes shipping, there's nothing wrong with it. Especially now with all the slowdowns and the tie-ups about porting. Shipping is huge right now with marketplace. But we're getting out of that. We're coming out of this COVID bubble, and real estate has taken a back door. So right now it's a good time to jump in to a real estate REIT. Here in Canada, btb.un offers a lot too. Yeah, the pandemic is a huge problem, especially in your neck of the woods, in the Netherlands and Europe, Asia. Right now, there's lots of lockdowns. And the travel banning is happening throughout the third world countries, even in Russia and in Czechoslovakia. And I heard Germany is having a hard time too now. Austria is in lockdown again. Yeah, even with the vaccine, a lot of them are having the PR testing done throughout. You that's the thing people don't tell you about when you're traveling is, oh, by the way, you need your PR before you come here. Yeah, but I'm vaccinated. I'm fully vaccinated. You still need your PR. Why? Because even if you're vaccinated, it doesn't mean you won't get COVID. That's the truth of it. So a lot of them still want you to have your COVID testing, your PR testing prior to landing in their airfield. And then when you're leaving, you have to have your PR testing. So, and that's all at a cost to you, right? Well, awesome, right? Anytime that you can travel and there's no banning, where you have to stay in a hotel and it's all your cost, that's absolutely heads up, right? That's better for everybody, just to get back to normal, some sort of normalcy. Um, and that's what's causing a huge damper in everything, in all our way of life, right? Even where I work is the same problem. Uh, it's just the way it is. You have to wear your masks. You have to, and it's like that everywhere. And then there's people who are suffering because of the backlog in the hospitals. I mean, I really didn't want to get into that top of the conversation. I wanted to talk about how I can best help you um, financially and make your life more stable and give you more direction on not wearing too many hats when it comes to buying and renting out real estate. Um, that's why I wanted to get everybody into REITs, because REIT investing, stock investing, is safer, and you don't have to worry about putting on too many hats like your electricians, um, plumbing, uh, your HVAC, your furnace cleaning, furnace maintaining, hot water tank repairs or replacement, um, your uh, fridge and stove maintenance, roofing, your floors, drywall. List goes on how much you have to incorporate, including all your accounting, and then of course your property management, how you collect your money from your tenants. Best thing to do, and I've said this before, is find a stock that pays you monthly. They're they're around. There's not very many of them, but they are around, and they do pay monthly. So you can get a monthly check just for holding their shares. Now, what does that mean for you and I? That means it's awesome, because we just sit back, collect the money, and at the end of the year, we pay a little bit of taxes to do. Well, for me, I pay taxes. I don't know about you, but and when you're dealing with overseas markets, they're different. They have different rules, so you have to know what those rules are. In America, it's the same thing with Canada. We have rules that give us the buying power into certain stocks, certain, I'm going to say dividend stocks, um, that we can tax shelter everything we earn except for US. US has a certain taxation form that's provided by the government for foreign investing. Even for those that are inside America and they want to invest in a REIT, you have to be careful because some of them want 10 to 15% back on that return on just the dividends, not the stock. So once you sell the stock, if it's in investment holdings where you made money, no. They can't touch that. That's tax sheltered. So you don't have to worry about paying taxes on it. Um, but in Canada, we have a tax-free savings account, which allows us to buy REITs, and we get to collect all the money and pay nothing in taxes. No dividends, no capital gains tax, no dividend supplements to your income tax unless you cash it out every month. Even if you cash it out every 3 months, they'll still come after you because it's going to be like clockwork, right? As soon as you get your dividend, you start cashing it out. So they can track that. Okay, so you don't want to have it on the same set that you're cashing in and out of your stocks. Just so for the record, so people understand that everything's traceable, right? Once you start buying and selling, is traceable because you're going through a broker. That broker has to be affiliated with the country's taxation department. So there's no hiding from Mr. Sam, okay, or Mrs. Sam, uh, and that's just the way it is. So your contributions are low, right? So like I said before, if you want to invest $50,000, and that's usually your down payment on a house. That's why I say that, right? Instead of putting that money on the house, you're putting it in your pocket and then putting it into a REIT, an investment REIT that makes you money every month, just like you were to invest in buying a house, right? You're putting that money to buy the house. You have to pay it off in a certain amount of time. Instead of paying it off, I'm going to start making money on that right now. Okay, I'm going to start making money today. So I have to wait until they pay me a dividend. But I only have to wait 6 to 4 weeks to make it. When you jump in, you can get it right away. Okay, if you were to buy SSSS right now, and they're trading at 13.25 currently, US, you were to get 50,000 US dollars and you were to invest in them, they just paid their REIT and they provide quarterly dividends, and it's high, right? Very high, because I believe it's almost 50% yield. Like, it's ridiculous. Okay, like ridiculous. They're offering you, get a load of this. They're offering you $5.97 per dividend per year. Think about this. So when you divide you divide it, go $5.97. We're going to give you 4 payments every year. How much money is that? Anyone know? Okay, so if you had 50,000 US, you take your 50,000 divided by your $13.25, you get 3,700 shares. Roughly around 3,700 shares. So let's do 38 because you want to round it up. You want to make the most that you can possibly make, right? So 38 times 1.49. That's how many that you divide that by 4. The $5.97. Divide that by 4 because you're gonna get 4 payments. Divide that by 4. You get a number. What's the number? You got 3,800 shares. You're going to get something like 45,000, or is it 45? I think it's 4,500. No, it's not 4,500. It's hold on 2 seconds. I had this all calculated. So yeah, it's 13. It's trading at 13.25. Okay, and you're getting $1.49 per every 3 months. Okay. Give me 2 seconds here. Have this figured out. Yeah, 3,700 shares. Gives you, yeah, so it's $5,600. Okay, gives you $5,600. That's every 3 months, and that's only on 50,000 US. Not bad, and all you did was sit back and collect every 3 months. So they just paid out. They just did the calculations. They're paying it out at the end of at the at the end of December. So the next one's not going to come out till when? The next one's going to be calculated in February. Okay, so by February the 16th, you'll have to have your money in there. Prior to February 16th, you have to have your money in there in order to qualify for the dividend. So, like I've been recommending, is that you want to take your money out after they pay you the dividend and then reinvest it into something that pays you monthly, just so that there's no backlogging. And that way there, it keeps you busy with your investments too. So let's say you want to buy H&R or Dream Realty Rate, dir.un or hnr.un. And they're trading at $17, $16. Okay, so you're paying a little bit more, but they're offering you 70 cents per year. See what I'm saying? Like $6 per year compared to 70 cents per year. That's a huge difference. Even if you buy BTB, and I recommend BTB, but I don't tell you what to buy, right? I just tell you that it looks better. It functions better, even though it's higher premium. Okay, so price to earnings ratio is higher. Okay, so that means it's a little overvalued. No, it just means that it's valued higher, which means there's not a lot of room for movement otherwise. But they just bought 2 properties. When you buy property, what happens? All your equity goes into those properties. So what happens is you got to get someone to come in and start renting out the space in there. They already have 60% of the is already taking up space. So they have 40% vacancy rate right now in 2 buildings. And the other ones are 98% leased out. 98% leased already. Okay, so we're getting over this COVID bubble. It's looking really promising, and it could easily hit $9 to $10. So that's double your money from here in btb.un. If you're looking at direct DIR or H&R, they're looking at about 20 to 40% max. Okay, that's what they're going to turn max. And they're trading at $16 to $17, so you're going to see a rate of return on your investment of the 70 cents per share plus the 20% to 30%, maybe 40% return on your money. Or you can receive 100% return on your money plus you see dividends. See what I'm saying? But the dividends that DIR, that BTB offers is 2.5 cents a share, which is really, really low. Okay, so you need, wow, what's the next nice thing about that? The nice thing about that is, I see Amalot. The nice thing about that isn't the price, 2.5 cents. The nice thing is they're only trading $4.09 currently. So you're able to buy with 50,000 shares. You're able to buy 14,000 shares. Like, to me, yeah, okay. Well, so what does that mean? Well, 50,000 shares buys you $300 a month extra income, which you can put off into a DIP, okay, a drip. But the drip you have to set up with your branch or your broker, and some of them won't let you do it. Okay, just so you know, some of them won't let you do it. So this is what you collect off of SSS every 3 months. Next breakdown though is in, like I said, February the 16th. February, it's gonna be February 14th. Okay. Valentine's Day. Nice thing about, and I'll get the name of the company is SURO Capital. They're located in the States under the NASDAQ. Okay, what else can I say? BTB, I'll put that one in there for those that don't know, that should know. And they're currently at $4.10. I put down DVD. $4.10 dividend. Payout ratio. Okay, so dividend is 0.25 cents per share per month. Okay, so let's go back. We took the exact same $50,000. We'll go back, take the same $50,000 as our investment. It's trading at $4.09. How many shares can we buy? We can buy 12,000 shares. What do we get for that 12,000 shares? We get $300 a month. That's right. You get $300 every single month extra income. $300. Now that doesn't seem like very much compared to the $6 that they're offering you at SSSS, but for the security of it, this is way more secure than SSSS because they're a funding company, which means they get their money from association. And right now they're in spec. So right now spec is doing phenomenal because of the pandemic. I was looking to see if there's anything on them that would give me a heads up or give me what's going on. To see what's happening out in the marketplace. See what's happening out in the marketplace. See what's happening out in the marketplace. See what's happening. So yeah, I was checking that out to see what we could possibly I teach you more about what was what you need to know, because there's so many companies out there. I give you a brief outlook of some of these other companies. Now, most ones I'm going to tell you, the first ones are their quarterly dividends. Okay, so SLR Investment Corporation. Okay, they're a quarter dividend. Now, quarterly means they pay you 4 times a year, every 3 months. So if they paid you in, most of them will pay in December. It's at the end of December. Most of them pay at the end of December. Same thing with SSS. They all pay with that, yes. Okay, but they don't offer you the same yield ratio as SSSS. SSS is offering you a whole different ball of wax because sometimes they give you 5 payments a year instead of 4. They give you an extra payment because they make so much money. Sure, what's it called? Suro Capital Corporation. Monthly dividend at $5.97. Earnings per share, $8.96. It's almost $9. You're buying it at a huge discount here. So if you were to break it down per month, that's 50 cents a month. They're paying you for dividend. I mean, you look at BTB, you look at the difference between BTB and them. The dividends that they're paying you is 2.5 cents per month compared to 50 cents. Like, that's 25 times more, right? Or 20 times more. So you like, it doesn't take a genius to figure out where you should stick your money, but some people need to be told. Capital South Corporation, but the risk is there. Okay, so it's not for everybody. Capital Southwest Corporation, um, they're offering you $1.76 per year. Okay, Oak Tree Specialty Lending Corporation, OCSL. So if you're paying attention, OCSL, they pay quarterly dividends, and it's 58 cents per share per year. Okay, so you got to keep those in mind, right? So you have to take the 58 cents divided by 4, because you're going to pay 4 times. Divided by 4, that tells you how much you're going to get every 3 months, how much you're going to expect to earn on your dividend. Okay, so that's how you do that. You break it down that way. You want to stay away from companies like BlackRock Capital Investment Corporation. They pay quarterly dividend, but they're in the minus. So this is another one of those that have to borrow to give. So if you have to borrow something to give you something, that's like going into your house. You bought your house, and now you have to put half your equity back into your house to get paid, right? So that, if you've already extended, you're already overextending yourself on the house, because now you have to borrow even more money to get all the renovations done that you need to get so you can rent it out. Same thing. They have to pay. They have to borrow the money to pay you your dividend. Now, they have, the shares are expensive, so it's easy for them to get a lender to lend them money. You understand? And it's for duration, because they're a hotel or a chain in the Philippines, in the Netherlands, in Moscow, or in BC right now with all the floods. Same thing. If they got flooded out, they're not going to get rent. There's no backlashing how they're going to get paid for that rent either. Only the people that stayed there are going to get the funding. You understand that? So um, that's the problem with natural disasters. So it comes down to, where did I invest? Where did I put my investment? It's the same thing with you. When you got an investment, you get a bad realtor, you get someone who doesn't want to pay the rent. It's the same idea, except you don't have to worry about collecting, fixing, maintaining. You don't have to worry about any of that. You just invest it, and then you roll with it. Gladstone Investment Corporation is called GAIN on the NASDAQ. It's a quarterly dividend. Again, same idea. They pay $1.25 a share per year. Okay, not bad. When you break it down into your 4 payments, it's not that impressive, especially when you're paying $27 a share for it. Bearing BDC Incorporated. BDC, very solid company. Okay, they lend money to brokers, to real estate. They they give money to the shipping yards, huge corporations that can pay them back, and they don't lend out very much money, and it's high yield, so they make good money. Okay, but again, $30 to $40 stock price. $50,000 only buys you 1,000 shares, so it doesn't matter how much they pay. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, we look at Maine. Maine's nice. It's $45 a share. You have $50,000 you want to invest. That's 1,100 shares you're able to buy. They're offering you $2 and no, $2. Yeah, $2 and no, they're offering, yeah, $2 a year. Oh, a dollar. It's a dollar something. Hold on a second. I got it here. I got it. Maine pays 21 cents and Stag pays 12 cents per month. Okay, so if you did the math on it, That's 230 and 132. So 230 is from Maine, and they're a great dividend stock. They pay monthly, and Stag pays monthly, I believe. Yeah, Stag pays monthly. Okay, so both of those are good companies, good holding companies, but you're going to be paying $45 a share to hold those companies. Stag is invested. You like Stag because it is logistics company. It just warehouses. It just moves product around for Walmart, for Costco, for uh, Amazon, but it doesn't do a lot for Amazon. It just, like I said, it's a holding company for them. So they're number one, number two, number three. Majority of them are only, I believe, 8-9% for the top guys. There's four of them, and then the rest fall under them. So they not just for one. So if one just went out, they wouldn't have anything else. No, they actually have lots, and they have 492 stores. Not 492 stores, 492 warehouses that they use to backlog the material that's coming in for these huge corporations that need it for goods and services for you and me, like your clothing, food. Right now, it's masks and the PR testing. um, uh, Other than that, I don't know what else to tell you. Um, I'll have to cut this short, but thanks for tuning in. And I want to make sure that everybody has a great day. And if you're just tuning in, make sure you hit the little like and make sure you comment, okay? Because I need to know if and you guys appreciate these small little videos that I have for you. I gave you a little bit of information, okay? I gave you a little bit of information. I hope it helps. Um, see what I can do to get more people to tune in and find out what's going on. And just make sure you subscribe, you hit the like button, and make a comment, please, if you like what you saw. And if you need research on something, well, we can do the research together and find out ourselves um, just where you are and what you're looking for. I'm just trying to help get you earning some green money, right? Every month you should be making something on your investments. I've been sitting on stocks for 4 years that haven't gone anywhere. If I sold today, I take a little bit of a loss and I'm out 4 years of my time. So I know what that's like too. So that's why I said, why wait? Get paid today. So you want to get paid today? We all want to get paid today. So starting today, we want to make money every month. It's not a lot of money, but at least it's something coming in every month that makes us feel that we're being valued and we're getting something in for our return. Thank you guys. Have a great and wonderful day. And really appreciate you coming and spending some time with me. That's awesome. Cheers. And hopefully we'll make this more fun, right? Put some music in the backdrop. Um, put some stuff in there. Try and get you all excited. Maybe charts. I don't know. I always thought charts were boring, right? When you see the billboard in the back and the drawing, unless someone's drawing a stick guy beating up another stick guy, and then showing them that it's okay to have a war on paper, but just don't have it in real life, kind of stuff. Anyway, God bless and take care of you. And it's good to see you, brother, and out there doing your part and getting out and traveling and staying part of the workforce. That's awesome. And hopefully we can get you retired. Like I said, SSS is your retirement stock. If you just look at it, you can tell right away. You can buy a lot of shares with just a little bit of money and get big returns on your investment. And you didn't have to do anything except stay at home, buy it, look at it, and say, wow, I made $5,600 in 4 months on my investment, and I didn't do nothing. That's awesome. Oh, And SSS, back in April of this year, they paid an extra $2.50 during that month. So if you had that many shares and you got $2.50 a share, you made double, right? Mind you, they only do it once in a while, and they only do it when they make a lot of money. And it's a lot of speculation on SPAC plays. Now, if everybody's been watching SPAC plays have taken off. If you watch the chart, it looks like a buffoon fighting up a pole. That's exactly what it looks like. It's amazing. It just goes straight up. But some of the SPACs don't pan out. So there's a little bit of risk involved. Okay, BTB, SPAC. Okay. Same thing with crypto. Crypto is, if you were to measure it, it would be high. Your risk tolerance would be extremely high. Payout's great if it's going up. Goes down, stocks take a whack. But if you noticed, if you bought crypto currency, it went up big time. But if you bought the stocks, they only went up this much. So you're not getting the balance of the pressure of the valuations from the actual Bitcoin to the share price. So you have to keep that in mind when you're buying stuff. And cryptocurrencies, I wouldn't recommend it to anybody because everything is backed in US dollars. They tell you it's its own currency. It's backed in US money. And US is the only ones where they started from, and that's where it'll end up. Gold right now is being manipulated by the markets. It should be sitting at around $55,000 US right now, but it's not. So I don't recommend. I was in gold, but same problem. Gold going up, stock starts selling off when gold takes this much of a dip. Your stocks plummet 10-15%. Why? Well, right now, real estate REITs are way down because the market's just starting to come back up. So there's your profit right now, is to get in a little bit, right? To feel what it's like to make money. Once you make that money every month, then you start to see the return on your investment. So then you feel more confident investing more and more money to make you more money. But if you're avid person, you want to do some research into it, I strongly suggest you look at the companies I mentioned and make your decision based on the fundamentals of how much it's going to pay you, what's the dividend yield, and make sure you do your division, because all the dividends that they give you is by the year. So if they pay quarterly, you'll have to break it down by 4 times. If they pay monthly, you have to break it down by 12, right? All right, guys, have a wonderful day. We'll yakich later. Hopefully we can share some more information and see how things are going to go. But it's great to touch base, and it's amazing how you learn to talk to yourself for over an hour. Anyway, we'll talk to you later. Bye.